Welcome back to another crypto video, my fellow XRP holders. Now, one thing I'll make clear to every single person watching this is if you're still holding XRP, first of all, you're a strong one. And second of all, from almost every single perspective, selling now is like one of the worst decisions. I mean, over the last year and a half or so, it's been a steady uptrend for XRP. However, skip all that because everything's been an uptrend and nearly everything performed better than XRP. So I understand your concern, annoyance, you name it. Two things. One, XRP is always a little bit of a late bloomer. The gains come after Bitcoin and some of the other main altcoins have gotten it. And the moment it does, it's usually very quick, which is what we're kind of waiting for, which is why selling now becomes worse and worse of a proposition. And second of all, many of you guys, every single day, send me things of this sort. Dusty, the price is being manipulated. Why? By who? What's going on? I can simply say it does make sense for projects to suppress price in bear markets because you do not want a pump to happen sometimes when it's not based on something crucial, because at that point the dump would be too severe, to which it might never recover from. An example is some of my best gaming projects, they did not let go of any announcements, and whenever the price started kind of creeping up, they suppressed it down via the market maker to make sure there were no crazy bumps in the chart, while they were secretly mostly just selling, right, their own tokens to be able to go for a massive buyback once they saw the potential in the market, once they saw the hype, and once they noticed, now's the time. I want to name drop a couple of projects that I know did that. For the most part, it doesn't matter. Just know that most likely, if the project is big and they're not stupid, they're all doing this of a similar magnitude, meaning they place their announcements strategically and they manipulate the price in some way, shape, or form. Very often, though, it's not as plain as I just described it, which is cut it off here, never let the price go above. Because very often you want the price to just keep going higher in a quite controlled way. But sometimes with some coins, there's no foundation anymore to take control. So it's just PvP, meaning one company versus another company trying to manipulate the price, sometimes to no avail, to no success, but it kind of depends on how big they are, right? Theoretically speaking, BlackRock could manipulate the Bitcoin price, and they probably are. It does make sense. When it comes to XRP, from that perspective, it does also make a lot of sense for some parties to not want XRP to shine just quite yet, especially as they were being sued by the SEC, because perhaps at that point, the fine, think about it like this, right? What if the SEC saw it like this? XRP, sold by Ripple, what if they had to calculate that in today's value of XRP, the moment that a fine comes in? Wouldn't it be best for Ripple if whatever profit they made and however much XRP they got to now look kind of like mediocre instead of just all-time blasting numbers? And what if they have to pay a massive fine? Would that not look bad on XRP potentially? Would they not want to start going crazy on it the moment that the fine and everything like that is being taken care of? Again, I'm just speculating, just putting some stuff out there, but it does kind of make sense. There's one article that 1,000 people sent to me, I think, or a little tweet of sorts. Big tech and Wall Street are slipping as crypto is soaring. Meanwhile, heavyweight CEOs are dumping their own stock, many for the first time, like Jamie Dimon. BRICS is getting ahead. XRP is being suppressed by the federal government. They're picking the winners and the losers. Don't be fooled. People like John Dean must be elected. That's why this next election is the most important election in the history of the US. And for the future of this country, we need to stand up to corruption, invasion, and tyranny. To which I can say, if you've been holding XRP for a while and it's not your bag which you need to take profit on as soon as possible, but it's just some investment you've made for a longer time, like retirement type of funds, I personally think if you look back in a good while, you'll still be fine with it all. It's just like I say in many of my videos, if you're impatient, if you want your gains today, tomorrow, just now, that things get a little bit more difficult or different, I'm gonna call it, because then it's a lot better, in my opinion, to go for things that are hyped up in the moment, like I describe in 1,000 different of my videos, you know. But did the XRP fundamentals change? No. Do I see more hatred on XRP now than ever? Yes. Do I really care though? No, not really. I know what I'm buying it for. I understand the philosophy. I understand that most likely over the bull market, the gains we'll see is still going to be pretty severe. There are always people saying, Dusty, just give up. I don't have to listen to nobody, guys. I'm my own freaking grown-ass man who can make their own choices, and so is every single one of you. You can make your own choices. I don't think it's going to go to zero like I'm just reading through comments here. Like a lot of people are trying to tell me. I think these guys have a pretty solid plan because you got to also think about it from one more perspective. One of the nicest things that could happen to Ripple is a crazy excitement around XRP. So if you always think, no, Dusty, Ripple doesn't want it, guys, please understand that you might say, oh, they're only taking profit on XRP. Would it still not be in their best interest to get that XRP price as high as possible? Because first of all, for their entire system, it would work better the higher the XRP price is. But second of all, this is just a personal insight, right? If they're trying to raise and they've got such massive XRP bags and they've got a system with such massive excitement, which would come from XRP prices increasing, that would definitely help their own valuation. So if they're trying to go public, which Ripple intended to do this year, next year, something like that, it does make sense for them to really be excited about it. But even after that, if Ripple is public eventually, right now you can also buy it, don't get me wrong. But then at that point, you understand that the whole philosophy, the way that some people described it, kind of stops, because at that point you can also just buy Ripple stock if you want. And if you then are thinking, no, it's only for Ripple, just go for Ripple. If you're thinking that that's such a good strategy, it's so amazing for Ripple, just go for Ripple stock then if you think that that will perform better than XRP will. Just my 2 cents on the situation. So once more, I'm not making this video to give people false hope or hype. No. I always tell you guys, the hype comes and you react to it. You don't try to force it. But what I will say is my personal strategy is probably this coin, as the bull market progresses, will have a pretty volcanic type of rise at some point or another. I will try, again, my own personal thoughts, to take advantage of that as the price goes crazy. Probably the moment that it hits $1 and starts going crazy from there, which will happen after a couple of altcoins have already popped off. And at that point, the hype will be back and we'll kind of see. I couldn't find the right video, but what I wanted to quickly say as well is I think there's going to be so many new changes as well to the XP Ledger. These guys know as well they shouldn't be left behind fully. So many of these amendments will come in that will bring a lot of crazy new excitement around it. Just like how meme coins like Shiba Inu and stuff like that made massive move to stay relevant. I think the XP Ledger is going to keep up with it, like smart contracts, the EVM compatibility, things of this sort. Even though they might work in a strange way because hey, it's XRP, it will be coming. And like I said, I personally don't think XRP is going to do bad. The only question I might be having is not a different investment better? But with so many cool new things coming, I keep thinking the investment thesis, the philosophy has only gotten better since I ever got into it, not worse. So at that point, why give up now? I should have given up either a year ago or stick with it till the bitter end. Some people are like, Dusty, no, just give up now, later. I mean, you can still go for something better. Guys, as I said before, I always diversify from the start. I never put all my eggs into one basket. The crypto market's doing pretty well. It doesn't look like it, but the crypto market's doing pretty well. I'm having a blast. I mean, I'm able to sit on my XRP for another 5 years if necessary. I don't think we're gonna. I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm just saying, if that turns out to be the case, I'll be very disappointed because I don't think that's going to happen. I think it should do really well this run because it just makes too much sense. But, you know, if I have to sit on my hands for a bit, then I'll just see it as the way I see my Bitcoin, the way I see some of my Ethereum. It's in cold storage somewhere. I'm not touching it. I'm not looking at it. I'm not thinking about it. And that's kind of what I have with XRP. I don't think about it every day. I don't look at it every single day. It's just in my portfolio. It's not something I trade often, as you guys know. And the only thing you can do if you really want to kind of numb down your position, I think, is, for example, on a place like Bybit, instead of having XRP itself, you go for an XRP 3L, which is about 2.5 times leveraged XRP, meaning you can hold, you know, basically 40% of the XP you're holding before while still having the similar amount of money into it. Some more advanced strategy. Well, it's not really, but it takes a little bit of time to explain what it does. And then you can buy with the money you've left, 60%, you can buy different cool things for the short term. But don't think that the short term always works out great. I mean, right now things are working splendidly, but not always though. And if Bitcoin goes for a good correction, we could see that across the board as well. But you guys know already what I'm buying every single day, and I'm just going to keep updating with whatever I'm doing, and it just keeps on working. My portfolio is hitting a new all-time high every single week, and if yours isn't, watch my videos even more religiously, and I think you'll be fine. But hey, that's about it.